All right, right now we're going to be taking a look at evaluating expressions. So this is going to describe how I want you to evaluate expressions. Before we talk about that, let's do a brief overview of vocabulary words that we're going to be talking about. And we can really use this diagram to help us. There's going to be some descriptions down here if you would like a little bit more detail, but let's take a look at this illustration of the vocabulary words. So an equation is really just two expressions. So you can see that we have two expressions right here and right here. What makes an equation is that we take these two expressions and put them equal to each other. It's two expressions that are equal to each other. If we break down the equation, we have two expressions. If we go even further, we have terms. The terms are broken in between plus or subtraction of the expression. So you can see right here, the 4x squared is its own term. Then minus 3x, we can make it into a term of negative 3x. We can even break the terms down even further and look at their coefficient, variable, and their exponent and constants. So coefficients are multipliers. They are numbers that multiply the variable and the exponent. So if you look right here, the 4x squared, the coefficient, the thing that's multiplying the variable, is 4. The variable and exponent is x squared. We can even see it with this negative 3x. Negative 3 is the coefficient, the number that we're multiplying with, and x is our variable. Remember, if it's just x, the exponent is an invisible 1. So keep that in mind. 8 is a little bit different. It's not a coefficient because it's not multiplying a variable. It doesn't have a variable, so it doesn't vary. It stays constant. So we call these constants. So we can even break an equation even further. So take a look at this diagram. If you have any questions or want more detail, there's a bunch of more descriptions on each of those terms. We're going to go down and I'm going to talk about my expectations when it comes to value and expressions. Evaluating an expression involves substituting variables with numbers and then simplifying through mathematical operations to determine its value. Let's take a look at this example of evaluating the area of a triangle. So we're given a triangle with a base of 11 and a height that is 7.7 meters. We need to find the area. Well, first of all, what is the formula that we can use to find the area? Well, it's right here. Area equals 1/2 base times height. B represents the base and H represents the height. We're given terms for the base, which is 11, and the height, which is 7.7. So to find the area of the triangle, A, we need to evaluate the equivalent expression 1/2 base times height. So what we're going to do, we're going to rewrite the equation. Then we're going to substitute our B and our H variables with what we were given. We know that the base is 11, so I replace B with 11. And for the height, it's 7.7, so I replace it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my calculator, and I'm going to calculate this now substituted expression. So if you've never done it, but you can make a fraction on your calculator by pressing the alpha, then the y equals, you're going to have a few options. You press enter. Now let me put the 1/2 in there. Okay. Now I'm going to get out of the fraction, and I'm going to use the parentheses 11. Close that parentheses. I'm going to open another one, 7.7, and I'm going to close it. Then I'm going to press enter. I see that when I evaluate the expression, I get 42.35. So the area of the triangle is 42.35 square meters. Let's break down what we did with evaluating. So we really did it in a few steps. So in this class, communicating mathematics is very important and will be expected. So let's talk about the example above and kind of describe what we did so you understand what I'm looking for when you're evaluating expressions. Right here, I restated the formula and expression. I'm expecting you to rewrite the formula that you're going to use. In this case, we're writing the area of a triangle, that formula. Then the second step is I'm substituting the given variables. So I'm given B, which equals 11, and H, which equals 7.7. I'm replacing those variables with the given values. Substitute just means replace. Then after that, I'm just calculating. Sometimes that's by hand, sometimes that's using the calculator. Then what you do is you restate the result. So you can see that the area, A, I didn't rewrite it here because it's redundant. And I want you to like, kind of build that ability that if one side of the equation or one of the expressions doesn't change, in this case, the variable doesn't change, I'm not going to rewrite it. That emphasizes to the reader that, hey, take a look at the right side. That's where all the math and, information is happening. The left side isn't doing anything. So what I do on the right side is all the calculations. What I want to do is restate everything so the reader knows what happened. The area of the triangle is 42.35 meters squared. So at the end, you need to restate your result. So explicitly, you can think of it in 4 steps. Write down the formula or expression you're going to evaluate. Substitute or replace the given variable into the expression. Step 3, calculate that expression after you substituted. Then 4, present the the resulting variable or expression, so the reader knows what you're going to do. It looks like this. A lot of times when you're given a formula, you have a variable that you're looking for. In our case, we were looking for area. Then you have an expression that you're going to substitute. When you do that, great, write the substituted values into the formula. Then do the calculated value, write it right here. Then restate your results. Things to keep in mind. Your equal sign needs to be aligned. So you see right here, all my equal signs are aligned. That is for clarity and consistency. It helps the reader understand what's going on. Display each set vertically to maintain clear progression. As you can see, I vertically showed the progression of what I was doing. Do not continue to the right or to the left. Make it very clear. So we're going to go vertically. If the variable, again, remains constant, omit redundancy writing each step. Emphasizes the critical information only. So you can see right here, the variable is not going to change, so I'm not going to rewrite it on the left side. I'm going to make the reader focus on the right. That's where everything's happening. So at this point, you are going to work with your groups, and you're going to go through these examples. You're going to be looking at this example right here and pretty much doing this process, where you want you to follow these steps and focus on displaying this evaluating expressions very well, because I'm expecting this is going to be the standard of our class. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we're going to go into groups and work on this. I'll see you in the next video.